Things first, my name is Kenneth Berry. My company is ILEG and Fusion Light Energy Gain. Also, our second gain is SFEG, which stands for Sun Fusion Energy Gain. You know, I just figured out something interesting here. So, this technology, and we have it outside, and especially if we have it at low lumen projectors, it doesn't pick up on the front. It can't pick up on the front. It only rear projection only activates for outside. But all that sunlight hitting, it's only rear projection that'll work. The front area doesn't show up. It's just that rear part shows up on it. So it's rear projection and extreme lighting. Inside, if we're using normal lighting, because we're not using normal lighting here, we're using 24,000 in the ceiling. So if I go here and I take my lights out, lamp glare is there, lamp glare disappears. Lamp glare is there, lamp glare disappears. That's another thing too, the lamp glare disappears. Alright, so we can pick up on both sides of the screen with no problem. But if I go in and I hit the lights on fully, we don't see it that well. But it picks up better if there's a lot of ton of light in the environment. It picks up better to the opposite side. That is freaking cool. Never knew that. Fireplace demonstration. I'm going to clear this up a little bit.
Have you heard of this company?
Yes, I see you guys on the street before.
We are going to come surprise you with your company.
Oh, I forgot we're opposite out. Alright. That is freaking cool. So, in a high, well-lit environment, oh man, we got to definitely to reduce specification sheets on this, but this is definitely something different. So, in a really high, bright environments, 50 lumens could read right through the screen, much like it does outside. Outside, we have it at 50 lumens. It can read in direct sunlight right through the screen with no problem. And in here, we can read at 50 lumens and 24,000. So, if you turn the thing around to the front and you try to hit the screen with it, it doesn't read well. Because again, it's a lot of light in here. But if you put it around the back of it, it reads perfectly fine. Which reacts the same way when they're outside. So if we're doing it through front projection, we'll have to break it down. We'll have to say like front projection, roughly, I want to try 300 lumens. I want to do 300 lumens. 300 lumens, let's see if we do 300 lumens, how that would work. Where's my equipment at? Where's all my stuff at? Because I do want to test that theory out. Let me see. Projector. We got the stand right there for our 50 lumen. So that's interesting. And as for the glare part, the camera only picks it up. The screen doesn't register glare because the camera has a hard time reading it. What do I have I can set my phone on that I won't basically be knocking it all over the place? I think we can do it this way, hopefully. I'll put it right there for the time being. It'll stay. So what's the read at read it. think I'm going to start doing the black screens outside, more of those, and start making with those star fill demonstration. Because I do see demonstrations of trying to pull off at daytime, but it's not going to work if your screen's gray. Oh, it's definitely reaching the front. Oh, no problem. Alright, so 300 lumens would reach from the front. That'll definitely do it. 300 lumens would reach from the front. Let's bring it to this. I'm going to feed from there to there. Let me see. I think I need this one right here. Oh, yeah, it's about 5 feet up. I need that feed from there? I don't think it's going to feed from there. Oh, it does fit. Good. Okay, that is interesting. Alright, so I can get 300 lumens to run on that side. Where's that picture? Yeah, fish. Set up. Does read. Can we do 300 lumens inside on this thing? I didn't freaking know we could do that. Okay, that's interesting to know. Okay, so basically from this end, we can hit at 50 lumens this side, and then front projection, we can do get a commercial out of your mouth. Don't give me another commercial on top of that crap. Alright, cool. Alright, so front projection, we can do 50. Back projection, we can, no, front projection we do 300, back projection we do 50. That's what we get. Alright. This is what I need to see. So basically, with all the light we have in here, front projection, minimum is going to be 300. And then, if you're using it for the back projection, minimum is 50. It's 50, which picks up in this environment, no problem. 300 picks up there. We got our measurements. I just try to figure out exactly how that hits at the end of the day. Now we know. We got to understand how it works. Alright, that makes things a lot easier for me. Alright, I can just log this in. Alright, so QME 300 lumens. 300 lumens minimum for front projection inside. Also, too, we got to find, well, actually, it's outside, so it really don't make a difference. To tell you the truth, it's sticking behind it really doesn't make a difference. So it really doesn't make a difference on that. And then the view for the back of it, 50. 50 will run. Go back up here a little bit here. Wow, that is awesome. That is freaking awesome. It just gave me the research, gave me exactly what I need to know. Well, we can operate these on next to nothing in here. That's a freak. You don't have to run anything in here. So we're doing like partial lighting. Let's see. Partial lighting. Oh yeah, yes, it's easy to do. Partial lighting. Partial lighting. Partial lighting. I gotta rewrite the specification sheet again. I'm gonna go back in there and get it done. So now the customer asks me, in a fully lit environment, what's the minimum requirement? Would it be 300 lumens? It's the minimum requirement for a projector to run. And for the rear, if you have a rear projection minimum, it's 50. Oh, that comes up clean. Comes up clean. We got to do a little setup with the 50 up front on the screen. It comes up nice and clean. Funny for a minute. Yeah, I can see it from here, no problem. So if I was doing 300 lumens, I would do 24. I would do a 24 inch. No, 43. These are 43 inches at one tile. That's what they are going to be. That reads perfectly. All right, cool. I'm going to do a knockoff projector test on here too, see if it runs. All right, that's pretty much it. That's all I need to see. Make sure that it's going to read on both sides. We know exactly that if we're doing a rear projection setup, minimum is 50. And we're doing front, minimum is 300. Outside really doesn't make a difference because we do only rear projection. If I was doing front projection on this technology, but then it would be no point because it's rear technology. Honestly, if you're inside a store, of course, if you're inside of a store, outside, it's only going to work through rear projection only, outside. That's what it's going to work on, outside, rear projection outside. But if you're going to be using this for a form of, for inside, yeah, it'll definitely work with no problem. Whatever you use, front or back. All right, that's basically about it. I got my information, everything I needed to test my stuff. Looks like I can write that down on the specification sheet and go to the form site and explain it to them. That's basically about it. My machine's off. All right, gotta go and God bless.